can't get up alone, too heavy on my own. The world is moving on, I'm still standing here, searching for steady ground, a place to settle down. No reasons left to find. One day I'll change your mind, and it won't come easy, but I know it's worth the fight. And I will run across the rivers anywhere with you. I won't give
Hey, good morning, everybody. Captain Dave Schneider. It's a guide's life out here on Lake Okeechobee with the Kirkpatricks.
Hey, Dave.
That's Roger.
Oh. Hi, Roger.
That's Roger. Say hey, Roger.
Hey, Roger.
He's all over, man. And of course, this is Aaron. Say hey, Aaron.
Hey, Roger.
Hey, Aaron. Apparently, that's a pretty funny joke, and everybody's actually probably seen that YouTube video. That dude's pretty funny. But listen. We are day 2 out here on the lake. I don't know if this is going to be its own video. It probably will be, because yesterday kind of is going to stand on its own. We had a fantastic day yesterday, and we wound up. What did we figure? Our best 5 were 24 pounds. Our best 5 was 24 pounds, which included a 9/8 and a 7-pounder, and it was a really good day. All artificials, and so we're back out here in a similar area this morning, and we're going to see what we can make happen. See what kind of doggies we can get to hunt. Captain Dave, I'll be back. There we go.
Hey!
Get the stink off. Aha! Gotta go, Aaron. Get it right up here. Good job, bro. Good job, man. Outstanding. Look at that, man. Look at that, man. That's right in the chops. Not a whole lot of fish, but bless God, it's our first one for the day, man. The Schneid. We're off the Schneid. Good job, bro.
Listen, just for a record, if we catch that 9/8 again, it counts as another 9/8. I'm just telling everybody right now.
Yeah. Why didn't we not come over here and put her on the bed? I didn't think about that.
Oh, she'll find it. We didn't let her go very far away. We were right over there when we finished up.
Oh, that's true, because that's
That's where we finished up, right over there.
Yeah. There it is.
Oh, look at that fish.
There we go.
Nice fish, bro. Good fish. Good fish. Good fish. We're gonna bring it right here. Yeah, let's see what we got here. Let's bring her out one more time. Yeah, she's well hooked. Yeah, we'll bring her right there. Good job, man. Nice fish.
There we go.
God
That's
almighty, bro.
pretty-
Outstanding.
Nice.
There you go. Beautiful.
Beautiful bass.
Hold them up. Get a picture.
There you go. Tink. Well, hey guys, listen, a little quick update here. We're about, I don't know, about 3 hours in, 3.5 hours into our day, and it's been very tough. We fished through with topwater baits our fishy area from yesterday, and nada. There wasn't a whole lot of surface. Nothing, eh, fellas? I mean, it wasn't even a sign of a fish, really. And so we fished through that area this morning without a bite, and then we kind of tucked back in, but we were still trying to work a little more aggressively in the low light, and it just didn't pay. It didn't pay at all. Finally, the sun has gotten up a little bit, the wind has picked up, and we settled back down into the areas where we actually caught fish yesterday, and we've had two fish in the boat. We had another bite fish we missed, and so it looks like it's going to be the same pattern. Absolutely the same pattern we had yesterday, right? Just taking your time and either with a Senko or a swimming worm. Those have been the ticket. And color really, I don't think color really matters a whole bunch right now. But we've been using watermelon shades, watermelon candy, I guess, right? And was that watermelon candy you brought with the Cinco? You brought Cincos? Yeah. So I guess watermelon candy has been the thing we're throwing at this point. But anyway, just want to give you a quick update. Sun's getting up, and we've still got a good 4.5 or 5 hours of time here, and we'll keep you posted. Hopefully, we're hoping to stick another really nice fish today, or a couple of really nice fish like we did yesterday. Captain Dave, we'll be back.
And watching, he's basically laying it on the bottom, man. That's exactly
What Aaron is doing here, folks, is if you watch him, we'll watch him on his next catch here too, but what he's doing is he's just letting that thing just fall and just lay on the bottom. And it, you know, just whether you call it dead sticking or whatever, and he just moves it a little bit here and there, and it just kind of lets it sit. And that's how the bites are coming. That's how the bites came yesterday. Talking to Gary Long, Captain Gary Long, the other day, and he was out here 3 days ago. That was the only way they could catch a fish 3 days ago. They were catching theirs on a fluke for the most part. Of course, Gary is everybody, we've seen Gary fish many times, and he can really fish a fluke. That's his comfort bait and his go-to bait. But either way, he made the same statement. You got to just dead stick. Period. The end. Right. But the other thing too, guys, you know, a lot of times I often have people kind of scoff at the idea of using structure scan, side scan on Lake Okeechobee. Here we are in 1.5 foot of water. The fish is on. There he is, brother. Way to go. Nice. Keep eating. Bring him right to us, bro. Bring him right to us, man. There he comes. Look at there. Another one.
Okay, I throw in.
Yeah, I don't know how long Pappy's going to keep throwing the Cinco and just not get bites. But he's 0 for 4. I mean, or he's down 4 or 5 bites actually, technically, right? So I'll take that for you, bud. And good job, bro. Good job, man. Guys, the thing that's really noteworthy, the thing that's really noteworthy about what just happened here is we have been sitting with our poles down in this spot for probably 20 minutes. And oh, it looks like a fellow might have a fish right there. And or does he or doesn't he? Is he acting like he doesn't? Or? Oh, okay. Anyway, we've been fishing this area. This is exactly where we caught that 9.5 pounder yesterday. But we've been sitting here for 20 minutes. Is that the 4th or 5th bite? 4th bite? 5th. That's the fifth bite we've had throwing into this same area. The idea is there's probably beds in here. There's probably beds right here, which is why you keep throwing in. But it's a great lesson. You'll see guys, they'll put the power poles down and they'll just fish and they'll fish and they'll fish. Sometimes covering a lot of water is just going to have you at the end of the day having covered a lot of water and not set a whole lot of hooks. So don't be afraid to put your poles down if you catch a fish this time of year, and don't be afraid to just stay right there and just keep fan casting the area. All right, when fishing gets tough, sometimes that's the kind of thing you got to do. All right. Listen, guys, what I was started to say a little bit ago, and I got interrupted by a fish, was using electronics in super shallow water here. There, you know, there's a lot of scoffers that say, why on earth would you need side scan or anything, or even a bottom depth finder for that matter, on Lake Okeechobee? It's true, we're in 1.5 foot of water. The only thing a depth finder is going to tell you right now is whether or not you've got hard or soft bottom, which actually is pretty valuable information. Now, it's true, you could just stick your rod tip over and poke in the ground if you want to, but in any case, what I'm going to tell you is this, and I use it all the time. I use my structure scan. Even in 1 foot of water, I can see 60, 70 feet, 80 feet to the right and left of my trolling motor with the structure scan. And what that allows us to do, I know one of the places we stopped yesterday and we caught a bunch of fish was when we realized we had come into an area where it wasn't just hard or empty bottom with stick-ups here and there. It actually, there was a bunch of underwater grass. Some of it was hydrilla actually. And when we identified that, we actually stopped and we started fishing those areas and caught several fish. I've used that side scan, and I know I've shown pictures of it before in some of my videos. I know I've shown pictures of it on Instagram, where you can see beds. I mean, just as plain as day, you can see beds to your left and right. Bass beds aren't as important to me as the bluegill beds, because bluegill beds, first of all, you can't mistake them. It's not necessarily a tilapia bed or whatever. you know, those bluegill beds are little saucers, all in little clusters, really easy to see. And by the time April comes and the bluegill are spawning like crazy, those big bass are right in the grass and right around the edges of those little clusters of beds. So it's a great big fish pattern. It's a great way to pattern big fish. We've had a lot of success doing that over the last few years. All right, Captain Dave, back at the action.
There's much different and it's moving much more stuff.
Kind of seems like they're relating to all the broken old hard lines.
Oh, you dirty son of a... Sorry. That is miss number 6 from Captain Roger.
Now, listen, you know it's bad, all right? You know it's bad because just a few minutes ago, Raj said, you know, I mean, this is how bad it is. You know, I guess it really doesn't matter how I do because yesterday was so great, implying that the 9.5 and the 7 I caught yesterday is more than sufficient to carry me through my 2 days of fishing. You know, you can almost allow him to get away with that, I guess, to some degree. But you know, 6 hits, 0 for 6 is that's a little pedestrian. Roger, that's a little pedestrian, but. Hey guys, listen. Aaron just said something here a few minutes ago that I think, I don't know if the camera caught it or not, but he was talking to his dad about how he's fishing, and he said, I'm kind of treating it like I'm fishing in 10 feet of water, which is really an interesting idea because when you're in 10 feet of water, you naturally give the bait time to get down into the strike zone. I'm sure that's what you mean, right, Aaron? And so even though we're in a foot of water or a 1.5 feet of water, maybe, that idea of just kind of mentally allowing yourself time to let that bait fall, or in this case it falls, and just let it sit. It's a nice little mental game that he's playing, and it's absolutely noteworthy because he is having a great deal of success. We still haven't stuck a big fish yet, but we're in the area where we know they are, and so we're just going to keep plugging away, man. More to come.
Get that rod up. Oh, it's a nicer fish.
That's not a bad fish. 2.5, 3 pounds. Not a bad fish, bro. Not a bad fish, bro. Come here, baby. Look at that fish. That's a nice fish, bro. Really, really nice. Good. That's beautiful. Pretty. Really, really nice. Really nice. Just come out. Look at that, huh? Golly, what a fish.
Man, it's gorgeous.
Good job, Raj. Good job, man.
Just gonna step back in.
No, I won't step in the hole behind me. Listen, guys. Hey, listen, Captain Dave. Listen, we had our time is pretty well up here. You guys worked really hard. Yes, we did. I mean, you worked really hard. I don't even know what our numbers are. I know our biggest fish is probably just 3 pounds today. But we boated 10 at least.
Oh yeah, we had
Mhm.
10,
10.
6, 10. I'd say about 11 or 12.
Probably a dozen fish conservative. We didn't do a great job keeping track of them because, frankly, we spent most of our time just waiting for the next big bite. You know, we caught those two really nice fish yesterday, and you know, anticipation was high that we were going to be able to do that again today. But guys, I'm going to tell you something. I get a lot of people that say, look, we can fish, you know, and but these two guys can flat out fish. You guys, I'm really flat out fish. Roger told me the day before he came, he said, Cam, he said, if you can get us around them, we'll catch them. And man, that's exactly what's happened. It's exactly what's happened. So father and son, Aaron, Roger, it's Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick. I'm terrible. You know how I am, guys. You know how I am. But guys, listen, I absolutely had a blast.
Oh, we did too.
And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do 2 parts or just 1 video, but those big fish yesterday kind of deserve it. Well, we'll see. You're gonna enjoy this either way. Do me a favor, guys. Hey, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you're listen, if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe and don't lie, because half of my views half the people who look at my videos are non-subscribers. Come on, hit the subscribe button for me, people. Listen, share it if you got some friends. If you're nicer to people, you'd have more friends. That's a tip. That's a tip. Is that the tip of the day?
Tip of the day.
Yeah, tip of the day. If you're nice.
The best tip is when you want to go fishing, hire Captain Dave.
Yes, and call early, because you know he's only fishing on the weekends right now. But anyway, listen, guys, absolutely had a blast. Appreciate it so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely had a great time.
Man.
Captain Dave Schneider. Listen. Quick lake report. We fished up. We put it in the Harney Pond area. We spent most of our time out just north of the Harney Pond area. The bite has been, I think it's fair to say the bite's been tough. But if you go super slow and then slow down a little bit more and then a little bit slower after that, a bug just went in my ear. Did you see that? Anyway, I got it out, thank God. You're gonna catch some fish. The lake water temperature is 72. The water's actually very clean in this area. You can see around us here, we've got cattails. It's the outside cattails that seem to have the fish in them the most right now. We were throwing swimming worms. I don't know how much color mattered, but we were throwing watermelon magic, or watermelon candy. Watermelon candy. Same with the Cincos. We threw Cincos. Did we ever got a topwater fish, did we?
No.
We tried topwater, couldn't get a topwater bite in the morning. Do we have anything else? I don't think. No, it's been a swimming worm.
Swim worm and
a Cinco.
And a few Cinco.
A couple of Cinco bites. The 9.5 came on the Cinco yesterday. But anyway, that's the lake report, guys. There's fish up here. The water's nice. You got to be really careful, like everywhere else. Anytime you get close to hard lines, you know, we're standing right now in probably 1.5 feet of water. We're gonna idle out of here probably for about 5 minutes or so before we're gonna get enough water to take off. How many boats did we hear hit a motor today?
About at least half a dozen hit bottom trying to take off.
Yeah. Oh, that's not good. Take care of your gear. Be well. See you guys.